Hey, good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here, of course, with my homie Jamie. Jamie, who's down past Montrose. I don't know what the name of the town is.
It's Warsaw, Virginia.
Oh, it is Warsaw.
Warsaw,
Oh, well,
Virginia.
shit. That's what we used to go down fishing in Warsaw. In fact, we had this old captain, Mr. Dobbins.
Right.
Mr. Dobbins had an engine block for an anchor. This boat was rough, but like I said, he got an engine block. It's like that.
Sounds like the Northern Neck.
Yeah. So, first of all, Jamie is like me. He is a diehard Dallas Cowboy fan
right.
that has waited too damn long for us to be a Super Bowl. You need to get Dak's contract done.
That's right.
You need to get that
Soon,
done.
before
We
the price
got
goes
basically 13 hours before. Wait a minute. So, NFL players voted to approve the CBA, just breaking through while we're doing that. So, they're going to meet today and decide what they're going to do in the season. So, you're going to see a flurry of contracts done. But anyway, that's not what I want to talk to you about. My man here used to play cornerback in college, right?
For Bridgewater Eagles.
Bridgewater?
That's
Okay.
right.
Bridgewater, Virginia?
That's right.
Ah, shit. I'm sitting here learning stuff right now. Because, see, I played at JMU.
Right up the street.
I mean, you kind of down the street. You're a little south of Harrisonburg.
That's right.
But my man is actually a football coach with his Little League team. Tell us about your Little League team.
We founded a new team. It's called the Rappahannock Storm. And we're going to have kids from age 5 to 12. We're going to have flag. We're going to have tackle JV. We're going to have tackle varsity. We're going to have cheerleading. We're starting from scratch. We have nothing. We're fundraising, trying to get the word out. And we're trying to do more than football. We're trying to do counseling. We're trying to do tutoring. We're trying to do things get the kids active in the community.
Right.
We don't just want to be a football team. We want to be an organization, a program that's going to help these kids transition. So,
Well,
that's what we're trying to do.
and part of the reason why, guys, you guys, if you've watched me for any length of time, you know how I relate almost anything that's happened in the world. You can relate to football because football teaches you so much about working together, teamwork, about never giving up and things. Yeah, yes, there's a lot of bad things about football. We know about the concussions and the injuries and things like that.
That's right.
But football affords a lot of opportunity and a lot of learning experiences. So, because they're a new team and things, that they're actually looking for sponsors and stuff. So what we're going to do is the Jobu Sports Channel, we're going to go ahead and we're going to actually sponsor one of the kids. And so we're going to find out which kid is going to be, and we're going to follow him throughout the season and stuff, and be part of it. So what we're going to do is, as we get the super chats and things and the channel memberships, we're going to use some of that money to sponsor at least one. If we do real good, maybe we'll sponsor two.
That sounds good.
We'll see what we can do on that. So we'll definitely be following you on that one. Richard, here's another. What? The players voted yes.
Yes, I was just about to tell you.
Oh, you're coming. Okay.
bring me
So
news.
Richard, like everybody can say, man, you're late to the party here.
I was busy packing the car.
So we're going to definitely follow along, and I'm going to definitely go to some of those games because Warsaw, Virginia, that's down there on the northern neck of Virginia, and you talk about some of the best baked crabs in
That's
the
right.
world. This man makes his own sausage. Man, they threw down. I'm serious. The sausage and the crab cake's the size of a softball.
That's right.
And we're not talking about any bread. No bread. This was just like, I was just like, oh my God.
That's how you do it.
I almost had to go home and slap myself because I'm like, I ain't making crab cakes no more. It literally has stopped me. I will never, ever make another crab cake. I will only eat his and Mike's American Grill. Shout out to Mike's, my favorite restaurant.
All right.
So that's where we are with this. Now, I'm going to ask you now while we're here, because you are a diehard Dallas Cowboy fan growing up in enemy territory.
That's right.
How do you feel about this season coming up? Do you think we're going to get this shit right with Mike McCarthy?
I believe so, but I believe it's going to be a while happening. I don't believe everything is just going to magically turn around from the first moment that we show up. But eventually he'll win people over. He's always run great systems. He's always had winning teams. If we can get Cooper back in, if we can get Dak on board, we get people happy and not worried about the contracts, I believe we can go in the draft and get another receiver. And we already got Gallup. We get Cooper back. We get another receiver. I believe McCarthy can open the offense up. And I think the rest of our picks we should use on defense to make sure we can stop people.
That was going to be my next question to you.
Yeah.
I was going to say, if you were the GM, okay, all right, we'd have a great big office and we'd have some great liquor in the office and cigars. Where would you go with your first pick in the draft? And being a cornerback, how do you feel? Do you think defensive line is more important than your cornerbacks and safety?
I'm an old-fashioned defensive guy. But I believe with the first pick in the draft, you have to take the best player. And if your value is at another position, I believe you take that. And then with your second pick, then you start looking at your need, you load your defense up. Because they're going to be receivers probably 4 or 5 rounds deep in the draft this year. So we can always get another one. We can get one in the second round is good. So if you got value and it's equal between a great receiver and a great corner, I say you go corner.
Okay.
I say you go corner
You go corner.
or D line.
Well, see, for me, I think I look at last year's draft because we were kind of looking at defensive line and kind of reached for Tristan Hill in the way we kind of reached for Taco. I remember being up in Philadelphia on that draft, and it was like you were seeing defensive linemen and edge rushers that were just flying off the
That's
board. Cornerbacks were kind of staying, and so I think the Cowboys looked and said, if we don't grab somebody now, and they should have grabbed T.J. Watt, then we can get a cornerback later, and we did okay with the cornerbacks later in the draft between Woozy and Xavier Woods.
Sure did.
But Tristan Hill, we didn't pick until late in the second round.
Right.
We could have actually gotten a great safety. I mean, Warren Thornhill was still there at safety
right.
in second. So for me, I'm trying to go for a safety in the second round. And if it's a great cornerback or a great defensive lineman, I'm going for one of the other of those of that first.
Ken Law's there.
Yeah, and I look at it at 17. There should be, we know there's probably going to be 3 quarterbacks that go in the first 5 picks.
That's right.
We know that Chase Young is going to be gone probably in the first, 4 picks without a doubt at least. We know a left tackle or 2 will get in there. We know some more of the edge rushers. We should be able to get a really great player, I think.
That's right.
At that point. We just have to get back to the way we were drafting like 2014 and 15 and 16. The last 2 years have been kind of a disappointment. So,
Reaching. Yep.
all right. With that being said, I'm gonna be headed back to the man cave. So, what's the name of your team again?
The Rappahannock Storm.
The Rappahannock Storm. And so, what's their mascot?
We got lightning. I don't have it with me. We have lightning bolts, and we have a big R. But we might have to have Joe Boo.
I'm not trying to plug for that or anything.
We
like
got to
that,
add Joe Boo to the team somehow.
I don't know, get some mojo going. But seriously, so we're going to be sponsoring at least 1, maybe 2 players, depending on how much we raise on there and stuff, to go ahead and help out, because this is what it's all about. It's about building the future and the things that we do to help others be able to make it and teach them great skills and stuff will make them better people down the road.
That's right. Thank you.
All right, Jamie.